Welcome, ma'am. Allah wa sallallahu alaihi. This is your seat. Thank you, ma'am. And doctor, I saw that where is she? Dr. Ramadhan. Huh? She went outside. Okay. Expecting Hajia Hadiza. Is she here?
Last week I was okay. Last week.
One former. Okay. So Dr. Rafat is here. I'm going to introduce her multiple times because she bears my name. Me and her will bear the same name. So I will introduce her to prepare all of you. Except is anybody called Sarah here? Is there Sarah to be apart from the chairperson? There is your one. Prepare you very well. Leave her. She's not disturbing anybody. Just leave her. She's having a nice time. She's not bothering anybody, so allow her. So I'm going to prepare all of you that don't have namesake here. So Dr. Rafatu is from the University of Abuja, and she's our lead lecturer. She's outside the hall. We'll invite her to the high table immediately she comes in. We'll go straight to, I'll do recognitions later, but my Hajia, Memuna, right? Maryam, Hajia Maryam, please come for the recitation of the Holy Quran again. Yes. Oh, sit, yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. وآتوا اليتامى أموالهم ولا تتبدلوا الخبيث بالطيب ولا تأكلوا أموالهم إلى أموالكم إنه كان حوبا كبيرا. وإن خفتم ألا تقسطوا في اليتامى فانكحوا ما طاب لكم من النساء مثنى وثلاث ورباع. فإن خفتم ألا تعدلوا فواحدة أو ما ملكت أيمانكم ذلك أدنى ألا تعولوا. وآتوا النساء صدقاتهن نحلة فإن طبن لكم منهم رشدا فادفعوا إليهم أموالهم ولا يستعفف ومن كان فقيرا فليأكل بالمعروف فإذا دفعتم إليهم أموالهم فأشهدوا عليهم وكفى بالله حسيبا. Takbir. This Hajia, we met in the mosque and I didn't recognize her because she was different when I saw her. But she kindly came and introduced herself to me. And I said, I don't know you are a regular Quran reciter here. You see, we try to encourage ladies, young boys, to be able to stand and do things before an audience. If you go to schools and they say, who will give us opening prayer? There is a 90% chance that all the people that will raise their hands are non-Muslims. We have not built that confidence in our children. So we try to do that here, that anytime we have an event, we must allow children to come out, talk. They will make mistakes with us. We will correct them. They will make mistakes, we will correct them. Then they grow and become more confident and they are able to do that outside. Hajja Maryam, thank you very much. May Allah reward Hajja Maryam. May Allah bless Hajja Maryam. May Allah honor Hajja Maryam. As she has started on the path of Islam, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to make her grow in the deen. And when it's time for her to marry, she will marry someone that will help her grow in the religion, someone that will complement her, not someone that will tell her not to do the things that will honor her, honor Islam, and honor womankind. There are Muslim men like that you raise your Muslimah, she gets into his house and you are wondering, is this man actually a Muslim? What did I do giving my daughter to him? Allah will bless our children. They will go into homes that will enhance and elevate them. Ameen. Takbir. Well, Hajja Zain Usman is already seated on a high table. She's going to be our host. She's a very, very committed member of this Al-Habibiyyah family. She's, anytime there is a program, she's always here. In planning committees, she's the voice of calmness, voice of reason, voice of reconciliation. Now, when there are 2-3 people, there's bound to be conflicts. But you can be sure that the voice of reason, the voice of balance, the voice of, hey, it's okay now. Hey, we can always say, let's just do it that way. Me, I just want us to do it that way. That's is we had Zainab's voice. Thank you, Hajja Zainab. May Allah continue to honor you. May Allah continue to bless you. And this religion you have chosen, because you chose the religion. Unlike many of us, you chose the religion. You woke up and decided that you wanted to be a Muslim. Unlike many of us grew up into it, but she woke up conscious in her adult age and decided that this is a religion she wants. May Allah make your feet firm in this religion you have chosen. May Allah continue to bless you and your family. And every day when you wake up, you will be able to grip with gratitude that you made the right choice. Allahumma Ameen. And for those of us who woke up into the religion, may Allah bless us and make our feet firm too. Dr. Rafatu, I've told you I'm going to oppress you people because my namesake is here. If you don't have a namesake, that's your problem. It's not my concern. Dr. Raf, please come over to the high table. Before your paper, I'm going to do this. Takbir! 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 The last time I saw you, you were a doctor. So you didn't invite me for your inaugural this thing now. What happened? You've not done it. I am hereby invited. I've invited myself. Please invite us. Let us come and listen to you when you deliver inaugural paper. Please. Professor Rafat, please come over to the height. I will emphasize this professorship. Since we are namesake, me, man, I'm a professor. Yeah, well, I wish it's that easy. I wish it's that easy. Please have your seat. Introduce the next person to the high table. Let me thank all those who have been working around the clock to ensure that this program succeeds. Al-Habibiyyah, I can't thank you enough. May Allah bless you. May Allah continue to honor you. Madam Cordelia also chose this religion. May Allah bless you. May Allah make your feet firm. Auntie Muni, I'm not going to greet you because you are just coming. I will not greet you yet. Wa alaikum salam. Auntie Rukaya, thank you very much for the great work you are doing. Aisha is not yet here. I will thank her later when she comes in. So sorry. All right. I'm actually looking for a piece of paper. Where is Al-Habibiyyah? Come now, come. Thank you. Well, let me also welcome Hajia Amina Muhammad. Let me welcome Lansana Adamu. Let me welcome Mau Umar. Let me welcome Saadat Hassan Liman. Let me welcome Umi Yakubu. Let me welcome I'm taking my paper here. Well, I'm going to do the remaining introductions, but let Chairperson welcome us.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Sorry, I have catarrh, so he may be hearing the voice differently. You are all welcome to this Ramadan weekly lecture series, Women for Women. May Allah bless all of us and put it on our scale on the day that counts. It's not easy to wake up by this time to be here. But all of us are here aware of what it will add to our scale of good deeds. So may Allah accept it from us. Those that are going to lecture us, it is on a very important topic, as you are told. Reproductive health is very important for all women to have knowledge of that, because it will prevent a lot of the illnesses that women suffer from, and that they become very what word would I use? Sicknesses that may become very hard to handle. So it is very important that we listen to the lecturers and take down notes so that it will help us. May Allah bless those that have organized this occasion. It's not easy to put together things like this, especially at a time like this. All those who have contributed, the invitation given to them, may Allah bless them. The little children, boys and girls that have recited the Quran, may Allah increase them in their knowledge. And as she said, most of us, they said, I thank Allah for choosing for me an Islam. I thank Allah for giving me Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as my prophet. And I thank him for being my Rabb, which is very important. Especially those who have made this conscious effort to join the religion. They are a step ahead of us. We were given it on the platter of gold. Each time I wake up and realize I'm a Muslim, I'm so glad and happy about it. And I said, Allah, you chose me. You did not even give me the chance to choose. You chose me. That is very great. Islam is a beautiful religion. Islam is a great religion. And we should hold firm to it. The rope of Allah, all of us should hold on to it. And Allah will see us through. It is even obvious. It's just that those who do not understand, they are deaf, dumb, and blind. Otherwise, it is obvious which is the right religion. So may Allah lead all of them that do not understand to join us, inshallah. Thank you very much. Have the remaining fulfilling Ramadan days, especially the last 10 days. Please work very hard so that Allah will put us among those years He's going to emancipate from hellfire. Amin ya Rabbil Alamin.
Allahumma Amin. Allahumma Amin. Allahumma Amin. Professor Rafatu is already on the hideout. I tell you, I will continue to mention her name. I want to make all of you jealous. There's another thing that is coming up. Hajj Habiba. Did we deliberately choose our namesakes? Dr. Al-Habibiyyah is here with us. Please come over to the high table. Is she the one? Yes. You are doctor. She's jealous. I'm super jealous. You are the doctor. Yeah. Okay. Today, I'm going back to school. Today. So Hajj Habiba will also have bragging rights because Dr. Al-Habibiyyah, I don't know how to pronounce your other name. That's why I don't want to mutilate it. It's already with us. She's an associate professor. Yay! Then I have to introduce another professor. Am I not a proud person today? Look at Muslim women. They are professors, they are doctors, they are associate professors. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Where is Professor Saadatu Hassan Liman? She hasn't arrived yet. We are eagerly expecting her. Please let me help. Of where? They didn't tell me. This is National State Polytechnic. This is National State University. She's the Deputy Vice Chancellor, National State. What's wrong with this microphone? I go back. Where are they? Come and take your microphone.
Use the second one. Use the second one.
Your batteries are weak, I beg. And I'm introducing a DVC. It's going on. What can you put it down? Subhanallah. Takbir. We if we were looking for role models, I don't think we should look far anymore, because we have role models in these eminent women on the high table. We have role models in these eminent women on the high table. And I'm going to welcome to the high table another role model of mine, a woman of excellence, a woman of substance, a woman who has climbed the ladder on her chosen field, Hajia Zainab Okino. Please come over to the high table. Aboma, she's my sister. I'll speak my language. I have bragging rights today. I will. No, I'm not telling lies. I will brag and brag until I'm tired of peppering you people today. Hajia Zainab Okino, she's an editor. She is on the editorial board of Blueprint newspaper. She is also a publisher. She has held several positions. And when I'm going to introduce her to make her remark, I will give you more about her. But now that we have constituted our high table, I'm going to do more recognitions. But first, let me ask, in the spirit of what the chairperson told earlier, that Imam Fuad Adeyemi, the National Chief Imam of Al-Habibiyyah Islamic Society, does not permit us to start late when we have an event. That anybody who is here, you start. I am now going to invite the lecturer for the day. In which order did we even agree? Because we are doing reproductive health. Professor Rafat, you are doing reproductive health, right? And we are tying it to ideal marriage age in Islam. And we expect, Prof, that looking at the challenges Muslim women go through, looking at the challenges in understanding our, especially our reproductive health, you will speak to so many of these issues, and then you also prepare to answer the questions. I came in with 9 questions. Not 8, no 9. It has increased by 1. And one of the questions, I'll give you a sneak peek, is abortion rights. Do we have a right to have an abortion if we have an unwanted pregnancy? The second question has to do with contraceptives. I'm hoping that the paper will speak to them so that I wouldn't have to, ask again. But we'll be glad to have you now, Professor Rafat Mohammed, right? Abdul Hamid, Professor Rafat Abdul Hamid. She's a woman I've known for a very long time. And I loved her because we bore the same name, and I listened to her at a lecture at the National Mosque, and we exchanged numbers that day. And I'm very pleased to see that she's the one here with us today. We'll be glad to tap your wealth of experience. Assalamu alaikum and welcome.
أعوذ بالله الشيطان الرجيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أما بعد. My sisters and brothers, I want to greet you with the greeting of peace, and that is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you very much for that. Let me start by appreciating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this opportunity to converge here today. I want to also express my sincere appreciation to the organizers of this program and to the general organization, that is Al-Habibiyyah Islamic Society, for first of all organizing this section on women issues and for all their Islamic activities. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them abundantly. May He increase them, may He add it to their scale of good deeds. And for those of us who have also been opportune to be part and parcel of these good deeds, may Allah accept it from us and forgive our shortcomings. I am asked to talk about the right of women in reproduction, that is reproductive health right of women. Now, when we talk about women, I believe we are all aware that we are partners of men. Allah created men and He created women. He gives men rights and He also gives women rights, and that is the justice of Allah. In so many places of the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will call the men and the women. Take for example in Surah Al-Ahzab, Allah said, إِنَّ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ إِنَّ الْمُسْلِمِينَ وَالْمُسْلِمَاتِ وَالْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ وَالْقَانِتِينَ وَالْقَانِتَاتِ وَالصَّادِقِينَ وَالصَّادِقَاتِ وَالصَّابِرِينَ وَالصَّابِرَاتِ إلى آخر الآية. He mentioned Muslim women, Muslim men and women. He mentioned Muslims, He mentioned men, He mentioned women, He mentioned men, He mentioned in so many words. And He said at the end of that verse, He said, whoever does all this and is identified with these characters, he will have an abundant reward. So this is to tell us that Islam takes care of women as it has taken care of men. And that is why we have seen, and as Muslims, we are proud to say that Islam has upgraded our level. If we go back a little bit to the life before Islam, especially in the Jahiliyyah period, we have seen that women were relegated. Women have no such rights. If it were before Islam, we wouldn't have been here today to talk about the right of women generally, not even to talk about their reproductive rights. But Alhamdulillah, Islam has given us that right and has encouraged men to also ensure that all these rights are protected. May Allah continue to elevate us, and may we continue to be appreciative of the position of Allah given to us as Muslim women. Can I hear Amin? Amen. Just like I have said again, that I'm going to talk about reproductive rights of women. I have said generally that women have many rights, not only reproductive rights. And this is why we are looking at only one segment, and that is the reproductive right of women. When we talk about reproductive right, what does that mean? It means the power and control or autonomy a woman has over her sexual function or sexual organs. That is, a woman in Islam is also looked at a woman who has right over issues that have to do with her reproductive aspects. For instance, a woman has right to sexual satisfaction. A woman has right to antenatal care during pregnancy. A woman has right to postnatal care after delivery. A woman has right to be protected against all sexually transmitted diseases. She has right to be educated, to get aware of those things that will make her, healthy. She has right to know about the right to know the healthy aspect of her children. She has right to safe motherhood and many other rights that concern that within the circle of her, sexual or reproductive organs. Now, when we talk about right to sexual satisfaction, what does that imply? It means, for example, a woman just like a man, even though it is only through marriage that a woman can satisfy her sexual desires, just like the man. So it means that during marriage, a woman has the right to have that satisfaction in conjugal affairs with her husband. But for the kind of society today, we have seen so many cases. Alhamdulillah, this is women issues. We have seen cases where a woman has not been given that opportunity, even during marriage. What do I mean? Some men only are after their satisfaction of their sexual desire, even during marriage or during conjugal affairs. And they have no problem whatsoever once they have been able to satisfy themselves. In Islam, she has the right by Allah given to her that the man should ensure that he also satisfies her sexually. That is the essence of marriage. I was opportune to talk to a lady, and she told me for the period she has been with her husband, she has never experienced anything as sexual satisfaction, and this is a marriage of over 30 years. And we sometimes discuss it. We don't even discuss it because we don't feel that a woman has such right. But in the case of man, where he fails to have satisfaction, the whole world will hear it. Sometimes it can even lead to divorce. And again, you can see that some women, because of our creation, we are created with this culture of shyness. Many women hardly discuss this issue, yet it disturbs them. And because the type of society we live, we don't even give opportunity for women to have, to have such discussion, even among us women. And sometimes it also goes down to our upbringing. How many mothers discuss sex education with their children, especially the girls? I think we have found one thing in this area. We don't discuss sex education to either our boys or girls because we are all entitled. But we make preparation for making our house the best of the homes. By starting that preparation, we can take 20 years to prepare for our home. After all, this is the most important aspect. If men are educated sexually about sex education, especially during marriage, I'm sure many of these problems, especially when it comes to the right of the woman, especially in the area of sexual satisfaction, I think it will be drastically reduced. Now, when we talk about rights of the woman to have antenatal care during pregnancy, what do we mean? We mean when she is pregnant, the woman is entitled to be taken good care of because she is housing another child in her womb. She is entitled in Islam to be well taken care of. All those things, she needs to be well protected because the child she bears is a very sensitive thing as at that any time. And it is a child that we hope not for him to be only a servant of Allah or a child of that family, but also a member of the society. So the role given to her by Allah is a very important one. And that is why we have seen in so many areas, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caution men or caution children to take care of their children. So to take care of their mothers. If we go back to Quran chapter 31 in Surah Al-Luqman, we have seen where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. He said, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا لُقْمَانَ الْحِكْمَةَ أَنِ اشْكُرِ لِلَّهِ وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا لُقْمَانَ الْحِكْمَةَ أَنِ اشْكُرِ Subhanallah. Where he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Luqman, he said, please let somebody remind me of this verse. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا لُقْمَانَ الْحِكْمَةَ. Can somebody remind me of the verse that just fly? I know we have sisters here who are educated.
Who is reminding me?
Subhanallah.
Who is the person now?
In Surah Al-Luqman, where Allah said, okay, let's continue. I will remember the verse as we go. Anishkur lillah
والوالدين
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allah SWT said in that Quran, Anishkurli is Surah Al-Luqman anyway. Anishkurli waliwalidayka ilayya kasno. Hamalway Allah SWT wa hamalat ummuhu wahanan ala wahanin wa fisaluhu fi amaini anishkurli waliwalidayka ilayya al-masir. Sadaqallahu. Allah SWT said his mother bears him weakness upon weakness, and his winning is in 2 years. He said, Anishkurli, pay thanks, say thanks, be thankful to me, waliwalidayka, and to your 2 parents, ilayya al-masir. What I want us to recall here is where Allah says, Hamalatu ummuhu wahanan ala wahanin. He said his mother bear him weakness upon weakness. This is to show the important role played by the mother, especially when she is pregnant. It is a weakness, stages of weaknesses. As parents, as mothers, we know we have gone through, we have also passed through that experiences, especially when we start at the time we have seen the sign of pregnancy in us. We begin to realize and experience series of sicknesses until when we give birth to this child. And that is where Allah SWT now he singled the mother. He said, Hamalatu ummuhu wa'anan ala wa'anin, that she bears him weakness upon weakness. Pay thanks to me and to your parents, and to me are all your return. So what does this imply? It implies that when the woman is pregnant, she demands, or by this Sharia, she is expected to be well taken care of. And that is why also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in chapter 30, in Surah Al-Talaq, verse 6, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Askinuhunna min haythu sakamtum min wujdikum wa la tudaruhunna litudayyiqu alayhin. Wa in kunna ulati hamlin فأنفقوا عليهن حتى يدعن حملهن فإن أردان لكم فآتوهن أجورهن واعتمروا بينكم بمعروف وإن تعاسرتم فسترضع له أخرى. صدق الله العظيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this surah, just like this chapter 65 verse 6 of the Quran, that is Surah Al-Talaq, Allah said, lodge them in a section of where you dwell out of your means and do not harm them in order not to oppress them. And if they should be pregnant, then spend on them until they give birth. Now look at what Allah says. This verse, even though it's talking about those women that have been divorced. So what I'm trying to call attention is that if Allah will ask the men to take care of the women, even during divorce, what do you think of when we are with our husbands? It means that we need total protection and total taking care of by them. And that is why Allah said, and if they should be pregnant, spend on them until they give birth. So a man in this case is responsible, which is the woman's right, to be well taken care of when she is pregnant. And he should be able to spend on her. How does he spend on her? For example, ensuring that he gives her nutritional food. I have told us that she's no longer the person that we used to know because she's housing another child. The child in her womb also needs nutrition so that he can do better and he become healthy even before birth. So she needs that type of food that will build her body and will build the body of the child that is in her womb. And then after that, Allah tells us, he says that, and if they breastfeed for, then give them their payment and confer among yourselves in an acceptable way. Again, just like we said, we are using this chapter because it's a general discussion, even though it is related to divorce, that women that are breastfeeding should be paid their dues. This is women that after divorce, they can negotiate with their husband to take care, to make sure that he pays for the breastfeeding. So in a situation where the woman is not divorced, what does that entail? It means that she should continue to be well protected and given both nutritional food so that it can help her to have strength and to be able to breastfeed the child better. Remember, whatever the woman eats or the mother eats during that period, it is also expected that it is transformed into the breast or the milk that the child takes so that he will grow healthy and become, the child we aspire to be. So what we are saying is that it is the responsibility of the man, who is of course her husband, and the right of the woman to be well protected and to be given, to be given everything she needs for her antenatal care, especially before pregnancy and during childbirth. Why I'm still emphasizing this is that when we go back to our society, we see what happens today. A lot of challenges comes up. Sometimes we see, except for those of us that are going to be in the cities, but not even all of us that are in the cities enjoy this right. Because some men definitely will not pay for antenatal. Some women have to do, maybe due to ignorance, they may not be aware that they need antenatal care so that they can attend hospital to ensure that their baby and themselves are also okay, health-wise. Sometimes you discover that some women will rather delay antenatal care towards the tail end of her towards close to her delivery, and that is why sometimes the women go for the antenatal. And I said this issue is more prominent in some of the suburban or the villages. But while we are discussing this thing, because whatever concerns a woman, whether she's in the village, whether she's in the city, it concerns us. And we as Muslims, we need to see how we take her up from that position. Again, apart from these issues, we also have found that even some women, those women that are in the working class, some men deliberately will not take care of their medical or the antenatal expenses, and it will be left in the hand of the woman under the slogan, under the umbrella that she's also in the working class when she works. But when we talk about reproductive right, it is her right, even if she's a millionaire. It is her right that the man must spend on her to ensure safe delivery. Here we are not also saying that women cannot give support. Support is allowed. But when we talk about right, we need to say what are those rights? What are the actual rights? But when you are giving support, you know that, no, I am giving support because I wanted to assist my husband. Or in a situation where the husband has no means, a woman can come up to take it. But what we are saying, because we're talking about reproductive health rights of the women, we need to emphasize that it is the sole responsibility of the woman, the man, and the right of the woman to be taken care of during pregnancy. I also have said that after pregnancy, what happens? We see a lot of cultural practices that also affect her. Sometimes it is believed that after delivery, that is all. The man may hands off in terms of what? In terms of his spending. And I think this is the time where he spends more because the child has been brought to the world. And he needs to be taken care of. Just like I said, a father should not look upon that child as his own property or his own alone. It is a gift from Allah, and Allah subhanahu is going to ask why even Rasulullah it's not silent when he said, Kullukum ra'in wa kullukum mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi. He said, all of us are shepherds, and all of us are going to be asked upon what we are asked to shepherd or to take care of. And in that hadith we have seen where the Prophet said, the man is responsible for his household. So this issue of taking care of children outwise is very important and key. And if only we can do our own, play our own roles, I think the issue of maternal mortality and morbidity that is so rampant in Nigeria today would have, been reduced or even be eradicated. Even if it is not going to eradicate, it can be reduced. Just a few days ago, I heard of a woman after cesarean operation, she died. We know that death is inevitable. But then, what have we done to ensure that we protect the woman from all these abnormalities before it happens? Sometimes we even discover that even access to healthcare service is very limited. Sometimes when women are taken to the hospitals, it is their right. We are talking about the right. They should ensure that they are given all support. We have also seen that sometimes when you cannot pay the bill, the woman will be left alone because they cannot afford the bill as a data. Meanwhile, this is an emergency situation. It causes a lot of bleeding, a lot of issues comes up. And that is why we also have seen that sometimes we discover that even in the hospitals there are no enough facilities to take care of the women, especially during that period that is very necessary, that is even an emergency period, because it is a matter of life and death. Any pregnant woman knows this. Any educated, conscious pregnant woman knows this, that her condition is a matter of life and death. And so what we are saying is that the woman needs to be educated. She has the right to be educated, to know how to protect herself and to live an hygienic life, and to know about the condition of her child. And this is also her right. That is why a man needs to educate her. If he is incapable in that area too, he's also expected to ensure that she attends those places where she can get the right education. Now, how many women, hospitals for example, or to attend those institutions or those places that she can acquire this education? We are not saying that none of them do, but some of them do. We appreciate those men, but we want to look at other women, other men that do not do that. Again, it is also her right to be able to decide with the husband in terms in the areas of what? Spacing the children. Spacing of children, which we refer to as family planning today. Unfortunately, some of the Muslim women are not even aware that Islam has given us that right of spacing our children. How do we space our children? This has been practiced right from the time of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we have also seen it in the Quran. In Surah Al-Baqarah, for example, that's what that tells us that the woman can breastfeed her child for a period of 2 years if they agree. If they agree, they can breastfeed her child for 2 good years if they agree with her husband. Meaning that you can plan, you and your husband can plan to space your children, given that that interval. And if you have agreed, you go on to it. Rasul sallallahu during that period, there were no contraceptives. But what happens? It was reported to him that some men practice what is known as azl, that is coitus interruptus. And so he said, you should go ahead and do it. But he also told them that a child that God has promised that will come to this earth will still come. So what does that mean? This is to tell us that we have at least a foundation about what? The right to space our children. And that is why again we have seen, and that's one that said, وَحَمْلُهُ وَفِصَالُهُ فِي عَامَيْنِ وَحَمْلُهُ وَفِصَالُهُ 30 شهرا. And that's what in another verse he said, وَحَمْلُهُ وَفِصَالُهُ 30 شهرا. That is his weaning, his pregnancy and weaning take the period of 30 months. Now when we deduct 9 months out of 30 months, how many months do we have left? we have our 21 month, right? Which is close to 2 years. Here in other verse, just like I said, Allah said they can with their child, they can breastfeed their child for 2 years for those who are. So we can see that in Islam there is basis for family planning. But then the nature and the way we practice family planning today is the issue of a lot of discussion or debates today. Many Muslims believe that coitus interruptus, for example, is not 100%. Just like the Rasul said, whoever wants to come will come to the world. And there is not so many aspects of family planning which is injurious to their health. The essence of family planning, according to Islam, are two or important benefits. One is for the woman to gain her strength, to be healthy. You know, when a woman gives birth, she reduces a lot of strength because she loses blood and other things. So that period will give her the ability to go back to her feet fully, and she will be healthy for another pregnancy. Secondly, it also gives the child an opportunity to be well breastfed. We know the importance of breastfeeding. And that is why even Islam recommends that child should be well breastfed. So when we have this period of 2 years of breastfeeding, the woman is healthy, back to her feet, and the child is also healthier. And if she consummates or she conceives another child, there will be no problem, inshallah. So that is why you see, in those days, unlike now, even today we used to have, it's normal for a family to have 5 children within the period of 10 years. And it is okay if a woman can find 5 children in a period of 10 years. But sometimes you discover that we can even have 7, 8, 10, or 7 or 8 children within that period. And so what we are saying is that this issue of contraceptive or family planning that is introduced, the women need to be educated, because it is your right to get education about family planning, especially the nowadays contraceptives. Many scholars object to many of these methods of contraceptives, especially that are injurious. Of course, you know we have different types of contraceptives today. Some of them are not injurious, but some of them are injurious. So much so that sometimes a woman may be, as a result of the contraceptive she uses or she used, she may end up not having a child whenever she needs it. And I also let us know that, or remind us that the essence of spacing is just like I have said, for her to be healthy and the child to be healthy too. It's not because they are afraid of the number of children they bring to this world. That is the fear of poverty. That is why Allah warns us, do not kill your children for fear of poverty. He said he is the one that, make us rich, give us the wealth. And so it then means that if a woman wants to use contraceptives, scholars are of opinion that she should not do it ignorantly. Of course, so many women, what they do, or some women, is that they will go to the chemist and buy any type of contraceptives without the doctor's prescription. Some of them don't attend hospitals in order to listen to what advice they can be given. I know that in some established hospitals, when a woman goes for, there's a family planning unit, which some of us attend. You will undergo some series of tests so that to be identified which type of contraceptive is good for your own type of body, looking at the age, looking at the number of children you have brought to the world, and so on and so forth. So what we're saying is that even when you have this right, one, scholars are of the view that the contraceptives or the family planning that Islam accepts is the one within this age, that is 2 years. Any planning beyond 2 years, some scholars said one has gone beyond the Sharia, because it is for men, Muslims, to have children at the same time to be able to cater for these children. And so, some parents, Muslim parents today, because of the condition we have in us, we are in this society, especially the economic aspect, many parents are afraid to bring forth children. And you begin to mention, to identify the number of children we will bring to the world. Some will say they have only 2 after 2 children, because you need to train them, you need to pay their school fees, you need to do that, you need to do that. Some will say 3 or 4. And this is where Islam frowns against it. And scholars are saying that it is the responsibility of man, definitely, to take care of the children he brings to the world. But it is not within his limit to limit the number of children he brings to the world, especially for that fear of, poverty, for fear of inability to take care of the children, because the children are also a blessing, especially for this generation of Muslims. Do not forget the prophetic tradition. He says that among all the nations, he will be populated. That is why he encouraged men, marry women who can reproduce, so that I will outnumber the population among all the prophets on the day of judgment. So what it implies that men should be able to work harder to cater for their children. But there are other exceptional cases where you need to see. For example, if childbearing is threatening the life of the woman, childbearing is threatening the life of the woman, and we have doctor's advice, a very sincere doctor, who advises that woman, because it will threaten her life, she should not go into pregnancy again. I think Islam allows that. And no man should commit the woman or force her to conceive despite the doctor's prescription or advice. If there are implications, other complications are likely to come up during pregnancy, these are exceptional cases where Islam also permits that family planning can be conducted. But just like I have said, family planning is allowed, but only allowed within those spaces, and where we need to do it, we must have good intention of doing it. Of course, not for us, because we are afraid of poverty. Then again, we have also seen that another issue is that when this pregnancy occurs, sometimes husbands ask the women to commit abortion. I think this is where I will only talk about abortion. And then if other questions come, we can continue to discuss about the issue of abortion. Because we're talking about the rights of women. If after she has conceived his child, and because he wanted limited number of children, he asked the woman to commit abortion. This is her right. She must not do it. A woman sometimes asked me, and she said she wanted to know that her husband is threatening her. It's either she commits abortion, she aborts the child, or she leaves his house. That is, they are going to separate. And she said, I have 5 children with him. Very sympathetic story. I have 5 children with him. And I don't want to leave these children. He has said, if I dare give birth to this child, I must leave his house. What do I do? And now we have learned that abortion in this type of scenario is not good, because it is her right, because it is threatening her life. What if in the process she dies? How many cases of girls and women have we had who have died in the process of abortion? We have had in some societies now, they are legalizing abortion. I think abortion can only be allowed where, again, there is a danger. Where there is a danger and the doctor sincerely advise the couple to commit abortion, and that is the only area I think abortion should be allowed. So it means that abortion can be done when there are cases of danger and is mentioned by an expert in that area. Otherwise, abortion, there should not, and then no man, because it is her right. Again, still on contraceptives, we have also seen that men insist that women should take contraceptives, and they seldom take contraceptives. It is not only his or her, he should also be seen. If he doesn't want the woman to conceive, he should also take contraceptives. Because there is that type of family plan for men, even though they are not also encouraged to do that injurious contraceptive or take a space or that family planning that will also be injurious to them. It is also not allowed Islam. So what it means is that women should be given free hand to decide, especially within the framework of the Sharia, when it comes to their reproductive issues. Again, please let me have 5 minutes. I want to talk about women have rights to know sexually transmitted diseases. Today we have seen that many times women get infected through their husbands. And sometimes she has no right whatsoever, especially in the church, or asking the husband, again, for example, if there is if he is bringing in another woman, to advise that they should go for tests. And this is how the diseases continue to circulate among families. Also in the case of death or divorce, we see how sexually transmitted, people get contacted as a result of marriage without knowing our health status. Alhamdulillah, I think we are improving. And I want to believe that Al-Habibiyyah should have this aspect of counseling aspect where we counsel our newly married couple before marriage. I always encourage the Muslims should wake up, so that we'll be having a counseling unit where our children, whenever our children are getting married, before they go far, the first thing I think we should do, if we agree, is for them to go for their health status, so that we will know what is the health status of the boy and what's the health status of the woman before marriage. Unfortunately, what I do see for those couples that do this, you see, after the date has been fixed, sometimes we go for tests in the hospital. I think this is not ideal. And we need counseling, because when we have this counseling, a lot of discussion will come up about, especially because the issue of marriage is about reproduction. Whatever we can say outside, majorly because it is a only place where we have conjugal affairs. Meeting between man and woman takes place. And we need to know, because Islam is only interested in that society that is very healthy. When we are healthy, it is that time we'll be able to serve Allah better. But when we are unhealthy, Islam is not happy with an unhealthy society. And Islam is not happy on any Muslim who refuses to take charge of her reproductive rights, health right, to know her position and to be able to even impact it to others. So what we are saying is that it is very important for us to be well educated and to be able to implement our right whenever it arises, so that we can live a healthy society where we can serve better, where we can have children that are down there. These are children of tomorrow's society. These are leaders of tomorrow. We look upon them to be our leaders. Of course, we will not want leaders that are very sick. Today they are going to the hospital, tomorrow, because some of this sickness, by the time they get infected right from childhood, some sickness they grow up with it. And so we keep on telling ourselves, keep on reminding ourselves about our health and reproductive rights. Alhamdulillah, Allah continue to bless us. I want to sincerely appreciate Al-Habibiyyah Islamic Society for giving me this opportunity to share my little experience. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward all of us and to reward Al-Habibiyyah. Al-Habibiyyah. Whatever I have said that is wrong, may Allah forgive me and may He erase it in your mind. And whatever I'm able to say that is good, may Allah make it as an imprint in our mind so that we can use of it. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.